Alexa, have you heard of St. Francis Catholic Elementary School in Ellsworth, Wisconsin?
I found a St. Francis school in Ellsworth, Village of. It is 109.1.
Alexa, stop. So she's heard of you guys. You know, you never have to be alone when you have one of these things, even during COVID. Hey, I'm Father Billy Dodge, and I'm happy to be with you. I wish I could be with you in person, but I have a wedding to do. Imagine a priest having a wedding. It's like something we do. Well, I'm a priest of the Diocese of La Crosse, and I'm in the city of La Crosse at Roncalli Newman Parish. And right across the street from me is the University Wisconsin La Crosse, and I serve them and the students at Western Technical College. I also have about 400 families that are part of this community. I was ordained a priest in 2015 and graduated from Ellsworth Senior High School in 2005. And I'm a proud alum of St. Francis Catholic Elementary, graduated in 6th grade, the May of 1999, back when St. Francis still had 6th grade before Ellsworth, changed up the classes in middle school and all that. And it's because of that connection, I've been asked to talk about the importance of St. Francis and its Catholic education. And I'm happy to do so. I'd like to talk about two main points, coming from the two reasons my parents sent me to St. Francis. I'd like to talk about my dad's reason first. My dad was not raised Catholic. He was raised in a Protestant denomination, went to public school his whole life, and thought to himself when he had myself and my younger brother, why should I pay money to send my children to the Catholic school when I went to public school my whole life, turned out just fine? So why send him to the Catholic school? And one day my dad was in town in Ellsworth, ran into a friend of his from his days when he was growing up at the public schools, and asked him how he was doing, how his children were doing. And my dad's friend said, well, my daughter is doing a whole lot better since I transferred her from the public school over to St. Francis. And my dad was surprised and said, well, you're Lutheran. You're a Lutheran. Why would you send your Lutheran daughter to the Catholic elementary school? And my dad's friend said, my daughter was having problems at the public school. She wasn't being academically challenged enough, not disciplined enough. But since I transferred her to St. Francis, she's being challenged much more. She's much more diligent, no more discipline issues. I'm very happy with my choice of sending my daughter to St. Francis. That conversation between my dad and his friend lasted only a few minutes, but that little conversation changed my life because my dad walked away thinking, here I am now a Catholic, debating whether I should send my Catholic children to a Catholic school, where my Lutheran friend has full ahead went and sent his daughter to the Catholic school and loves it. It should be a no-brainer. I need to send my sons to St. Francis. And it made the difference in my life because that academic reputation was true, formed me very well. We know that St. Francis alumni are always the top of their class, graduated from Ellsworth Senior High School. It prepared me well for not only college work, but as a future priest, I had to do 4 years of master's level work post-college. And St. Francis laid the foundations for that. So that's number one. It's great to have a good academic institution like that in Ellsworth. But number two, I want to talk about my mom. So that was my dad's reason. Let's talk about my mom's reasoning for sending me to St. Francis. She grew up Catholic. She went to Catholic school. And she wanted to make sure that those Christian Catholic values were instilled in her sons. This is the Bible that was given to me in 4th grade at St. Francis. I open it up to the front cover. There is my 4th grade signature up at the top there. I mean, how amazing, what a privilege, what a gift to have a place, a school where we can hand out Bibles, we can talk about Jesus Christ and everything in here. What a gift. Now, I like to think, I know it made a difference, But I never went to the public elementary school, so I can't really talk about what was going on over there and what the differences were. But let me give you an example of a place of how, when Jesus Christ is made the center, where he is worshiped and adored, there is a difference in that group of people, in that community. So now, as a priest serving college students, a couple years ago before COVID, I took a group of 60 students to Phoenix, Arizona for a conference, a Catholic conference, and there was 10,000 college students there. Great talks, great worship. And one of the evenings, I left the conference center, walked around, and there were cops all over directing traffic, because when you have 10,000 people, they had to, close the streets and everything. And one of the officers saw me wearing my collar and said, "Hey, Father, I just want to tell you, I've been an officer for many years, and this has been one of the easiest evenings, one of the best shifts I've had as a police officer. With these 10,000 college students, we have not had one issue of vandalism, assault, or disorderly conduct." And he says, you could have a fraction. So you have 10,000 college students here, but you could have a fraction of this number and you'd have those three problems. He goes, "I'm going to talk to my superior officer and get him to get me on more of these shifts, because this has been great." The difference that having Jesus Christ as the center of a community makes. St. Paul says in his letter to the Galatians, he talks about the fruits of the Holy Spirit. He says these fruits are in chapter 5, verses 22 and following. Fruits of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, generosity, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Boy, do we need those values in our country, in the United States. We need them in our community. But we can instill them first in our children. The home is the most important place for this. But St. Francis can augment, can strengthen what you're doing in the home, and can prepare a place for Jesus in their hearts. This is something worth supporting. Thank you for allowing me to speak, to be part of this. May God bless St. Francis, our students, the staff, faculty there. May God bless all of you. Thank you.